we are in the infancy of the AI age, and it's kind of crazy. You know, when you're looking at what's going on with AI right now and the boom of it, the fact that all these PC component parts are going up in price, which will trickle down to video game console prices very soon because all of these data centers are being built to enhance all of this AI and house all of this AI. And you need things like RAM in order to do stuff like that because they're essentially supercomputers that are programming things that are combing through databases of personal information in order to give you answers on stuff that you couldn't research yourself. The ease of use of AI is very attractive for a lot of people, but we're already starting to see the problems, whether you're talking about the large data centers being built, the aforementioned prices of things going up, or even like history being rewritten, because now you could do stuff with AI to alter images and alter videos, and it's like, if you can't believe your eyes, what can you actually believe? I'm currently playing through Detroit Become Human for the first time on the PlayStation 5, and the parallels between what's happening in the world that I live in and what's happening in that world are starting to become closer and closer. I also grew up on Terminator 2, so I expected all this stuff to happen. But what if your favorite company got caught using AI? Not Nintendo. No, it can't be. Nintendo would never use generative AI. But they did. And I caught them. Yes, I caught them. And I'm assuming that I am the only one who caught them because none of these other YouTube channels have made a video about this, at least the ones in my subscription feed. And I feel like this is something worth talking about. It's not the end of the world, but it does bring about an interesting discussion that I want to have with you guys today. So what's going on here? Well, it's all because of my Mario. Damn you, Mario. But in case you're unfamiliar with what this is, My Mario is basically a product line of like toys and interactive things for clearly the targeted Nintendo demographic of small children, babies, or whatever. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. I love Nintendo. Not as much as some of these other people love Nintendo, but there are a lot of cool things about Nintendo. But basically, they did a little thing here. This is from the official Nintendo of America Twitter account, talking about the My Mario products launching in 2026. You can click here to learn more. And this is basically a retweet of Nintendo of New York, San Francisco, which I'm assuming these people didn't pay for any of this stuff, because if you go and buy it at the San Francisco store, like, you could steal under $1,000 worth of stuff and you won't get like tried or anything. Like, they won't even do anything to you. Like, you know, you got to avoid the feces on the sidewalk in San Francisco. God, I'm going to piss so many people off with that. It's just jokes. It's just jokes. I always make jokes about San Francisco and feces on the sidewalk. But the stealing thing is kind of cool. But yeah, so I'm looking at this here, introducing My Mario, a collection of products, games, experiences inspired by Mario and his Mushroom Kingdom friends, designed for young children and their parents. Select My Mario products will be available at Nintendo New York and Nintendo San Francisco on February 19th. So you see here, you got some pictures. You got pictures of small children and mothers, and then in one instance, we have a father there. And I was looking at these pictures and I was like, something feels a bit off here. What's going on here? Now, that is a very, very long finger. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone with fingers that long. And I'm not someone to judge, you know, if you got a little deformation or something like that. Like, there's people with kinks out there that probably like these extremely long fingers. But scientifically speaking, you should have played you should play guitar. You could play like a 12-string guitar and be a virtuoso with fingers that long. And it's kind of funny because we're pulling Mario away here, but it looks like we pulled these fingers away. So, quick update, guys. I just finished filming the video and this was actually sent to me. This is from the extremely long-fingered woman saying that as one of the models, I could promise you this is not AI. This was posted over on Instagram. Okay, but there's clearly something going on because I highly doubt your fingers are that long. And if they are, like I said, you should have played like a 12-string guitar. And I'm not talking about like an acoustic one. I'm talking about like a metal one, because your fingers have such incredible reach that's just, I mean, that has to be like a record for the longest human fingers. But take that as you will. I still believe this is generative AI based on the things that we have seen, but I did want to update you guys with this information. And then I looked at this. The mother and child reunion is only I don't know the rest of that lyric. What the fuck is going on with this thumb? What is this? How did nobody see this when deciding these are the images we're going to use? Now, I know double-jointed people. And double-jointed people are not capable of doing this sort of thing. So what we're looking at here, these are not real people. This is not a real setting. None of this is real. None of this is real. These are generative AI images that are being used to elongate fingers and make disjointed thumbs. And like you look at what's going on here, and people are just like they're ignoring it. Except for one person, folks. Except for one person. One person managed to stand up to the revolution. And yes, look, you got all these people, oh, now we notice the AI. Okay. Oh, I guess there was another thing here. Oh, yeah, that's normal. That's completely normal. But, like, you got all these people that are like, oh, everything's great. Because the average person doesn't care. You could find people here. What is that? You could find people here that are like, oh, who cares? What does it matter and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know that it necessarily does matter. But the problem is, where do you draw the line with generative AI stuff? Because the whole thing about generative AI is you're afraid of people losing jobs. You're afraid of people, being replaced by AI. And when it comes to like the video game landscape and stuff like that, developers lose jobs and stuff like that. But there are people that are used for these photo shoots that also do that for a living. Those people are now being replaced by fictitious generative AI people. And the fact that this is being touted as actual people, a realistic situation, this is real life. These are real people doing these actions with our products. Like it's a lie. It's essentially a lie. And when you think about it, it's like, well, they're lying to you about what this is. And how far that lie offends you is definitely up to the individual person. Because for me personally, I find it humorous. I find it to be very funny. To me, seeing a long, gross thumb is funny. Seeing long, gross fingers is funny because I understand that the AI genie has been let out of the bottle and it's not going back in. So companies are obviously going to use this. I have dabbled in AI stuff before. If I needed like an idea for a video title or something like that, and it gives me like a list of different titles, and then I kind of create my own title based off that list of suggestions. I piece different things together, and I've created an AI image before. But I'm also not representing it as something that, this is a real person. These are real people. And if you're willing to do it with advertising material, who's to say what your limit is going to be? Who's to say where you draw the line? Because you're obviously fine with not paying humans to model your My Mario products. Think about this. These children would have been paid by Nintendo to do this photo shoot. And now they're not getting paid. These single mothers. Let's see, are there any rings? Oh, she's got a ring. That's a crappy ring, though. We can't tell what Alien Hands has. But these poor single mothers with their kids, and they're struggling to afford rent. They're struggling to afford their light bill. But they got to keep the kid happy, so you got to buy the My Mario crap. Now they're not getting paid. Because they're not real people. But of course, None of these Nintendo YouTube channels have anything to say about it. It's all just, "Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine." But God forbid Sony, God forbid Xbox did this sort of shit. Like they would be the first out there to crucify them. That's why I don't take a lot of these cats seriously, man. It's like there's no objectivity when it really comes down to it. But I mean, the evidence is right there, black and white, clear as crystal. They use generative AI for these images. They took away jobs from real hardworking people. Now the ceiling has to be washed and sterilized. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Or should I say good day, Mario? Anyways, guys, I'll be interested to see people's reactions to this. Well, how they feel about it, how they sort of react to it. But yeah, I mean, the proof is right there, pal. What you want to do with this information is up to you. I don't care. Do whatever you want. You don't think it's a big deal? Not a big deal to you. You think it's a massive deal? It's a massive deal to you. So let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.